All right, so this is a battle report. It's 2,500 points. Dread Elves versus the Warriors of Chaos. Now, this is a different opponent than I played last time. It's yet another opponent from the group that I recently joined, and this should be interesting. His build is a little bit different than mine, different than the last guy's, and I'm trying some different things. Not many different things, but I am trying something different. I'm trying a Blood Beast. If you watched the last battle report, you saw that thing in action. His list is as follows. He has a lot of Dark Riders over there. A big unit of Executioner looking guys. About Looks like about 15 or so, 20 archers, crossbows, more fast cavalry, also having archery ability, and 2 harpies. Now this list has pretty much everything it needs in order to take my list out. He gets to Vanguard first. Well, I think I've actually Vanguarded first. Moved up like so. Trying to use that terrain my advantage a little bit. I want to get the beast in close to him. Perhaps I can do some damage. And I actually forgot that I actually have thrown weapons on my barbarian. So it does come into play in this battle. Forgetting that. That being said, he has a lot of shooting going on, a lot of fast cavalry with shooting, and a lot of just stand your ground shooting. So his shooting has shooting support from his back lines. And he also has a large unit that it works similar to mine. It's a quasi Death Star, and it can do some serious damage to you. So in my first turn, I move the Hell Riders around his flank, around the left side. Now, this is only like the second time I've used these guys. Once in 8th edition and one in this edition here. I also brought Fallen to the battle. I need to start using my Fallen kind of like how I used to use the Ungor Raiders back in 8th edition with the Beast Herds, kind of putting them in the way of Minotaur units so that the Minotaur unit can't be led around. I also have a unit of Once Fallen of Pestilence, and I put them in a strange formation because there's no need to present too much of a frontage that he's got this army. He has a lot of attacks, especially with great weapons and the whatnot. All right. So he flies his harpies up right up in front of the crusher unit, thereby hampering the crushers from actually doing their job. So I'm going to have to send another unit to destroy them. He brings another one of his fast moving archers around the flank of the Hell Striders to shoot at them, of course. Over here, he destroys one of the barbarian units, I believe, and the other barbarian unit, he takes a wound off of one of them. Or that might have actually been dangerous terrain that did that. Yeah, in fact, I think the dangerous terrain did a wound on each unit. And in his shooting phase, he does really well and kills every Hell Strider. And in my turn, I decide to charge in. Why not? What can I possibly lose? And I lost a bunch. So that's definitely going to be a flea there. He takes out. He does. He also moves his harpies in front of the Once Fallen to stop the Once Fallen from hitting the flank of his unit over here. The Once Fallen charge the harpies, hoping to kill them and maybe even overrun into the flank over here. He also has a unit in that building there. They're going to be shooting out of the building into my troops as well. The Once Fallen do their job, but then the Crushers don't do their job. They're in close combat. We lose quite badly. We flee. Luckily we get away from his main unit there. And he does a couple of wounds. He does some wounds to the pestilence guys, and then he charges with his main unit. Yep, that's not looking good there. Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you guys straight up right now. This is a very short battle report. Very short indeed. But yeah, hopefully my warriors might survive long enough so I can hit them on the flank with the pestilence dudes. But that's a big if. Yep, yep. Apparently these guys reroll ones to wound, which they don't really need it because they have great weapons. So it's kind of still broken if you ask me. It reminds me of the last edition uh, with the dark elves where they had the executioners. They got to reroll the wound. Well, they only failed a wound on a one, so that doesn't say much. Over here in close combat, the I decided to go ahead and charge him with the pestilence guys, or I think he charges the pestilence guys because I think I actually charged him with the warriors, and yeah, whatever. They're gonna take him apart pretty easily, and that's pretty much game. He pretty much tabled me. I had nothing left on the field basically. My lord, yeah, he destroyed the unit, and then they rallied, and then my lord was able to do some more wounds. But all in all, it really couldn't stand up. And there's some things I need to try. I'm going to try out with the warriors. I'm thinking about taking out one of those, maybe the pestilence units, and I'm going to put in a chimera and instead of having warriors, I may add marauders, maybe 30 of them, with the mark of pestilence and spears and the banner of filth, so that I have poison attacks, large ranks. So there'll be an anvil, and then the crusher bus will continue to be the hammer. The blood beast, he would have done better if he would have gotten in close combat. So I decided that I'm probably going to bring the chimera. That way I can actually force the issue and get into close combat pretty quickly. And I'm adding a knight unit to this list. I think Chaos Knights, although they don't do it as good as Crushers, they have a one-up armor save, which gives them flexibility, and they're not frenzied, and so they can't be led around. So I can really do some strategic dropping with them. Also, I'm going to add another unit of Fallen. But all in all, it's teaching me what I need to focus on with my army. I need to remember that I do have some shooting, and it's not as bad as I thought it was. But you guys tell me what you think. You think the Chimera and some extra units would help this, and maybe I can, curb this streak of losing. I think the Crusher Bus it has its place. It does what it's supposed to do. When it does what it's supposed to do, it's very good. It just needs some support. But comment, subscribe, whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle report, even though it was only a eye blink long. Enjoy yourselves out there and have fun.